take a look. Oh, these are some juicy pixels. 1080p? That's a lie. Okay, so giving away that you're a Widowmaker. Not a good idea. And this Venom Mine, like, this doesn't do anything. Like, 9 times out of 100, this is just gonna get destroyed. And I would rather you not use Venom Mine than just using it randomly on nothing. Like there are so many ways that you can actually use Venom Mine in good ways here. Like you could. Usually you want to use Venom Mine to alert and to alert your flankers, and then if they decide to go back, well, fine. You're not gonna need to deal with the flanker. Or B, if they decide to commit, even though they're Venom Mine, you're gonna have a much easier time in the duel. So Venom Mine usage is actually fairly important, especially in Diamond, where you're not gonna get peel, so you're gonna need to take care of yourself. So Venom Mine placement, where does flankers usually go? It's either up here or it's around here, and I guess that's it. The rest is just main. So like a Venom Mine over here, or a Venom Mine like inside the train over here, or maybe on this corner here if you really just want to use it for ult charge, would be much better. And you can do this before the fight. If you really don't know how to like throw it all the way so it ends up in a good spot, you had a lot of time, but you were standing like shooting randomly into the sky instead of setting up for shit. So that's the start. See what happens with the rest of your Venom Mines. But for now, that's a good shot. That's a good shot. That's another good shot. Holy shit. Well, it looks like you have good aim so far. I wouldn't peek the same angle again. It's very dangerous. That's also something you gotta think about. Like, it's sure, it's kind of fine to peek the spawn doors like this. But usually, what's gonna happen is your like best case scenario, you get a pick. Like normal case scenario, you get maybe 10 ult charge because you shoot someone. And worst case scenario, like they have shields, so you deal 0 damage to anyone and you get picked instead. They also have a mercy, so like the enemy Widow taking that duel is way more in her favor and in her advantage. Because even if she loses, she's just gonna get rest. If you lose, your team is fucked. Your team is fucked in a 5 versus 6 for like a full 40 seconds. Which is really, really, really bad. So you win the duel, that's fine. A really good shot on the Orisa as well. I like that you're going for the headshot. Your Venom Mine actually got triggered. Damn. What the hell is this? Only headshots. Wait, is this a victory?
No one can hide from my sight.
3-5. Damn, okay.
You should have stayed there.
Okay, so the ultimate usage, not good, not good. This is a complete waste. And why is it a complete waste? Well, because 2 enemies are already dead. They are most likely backing off, regrouping, chilling, relaxing, and overlaxing in the backgrounds. They're not going to push. They're not going to push. So why do you need to know where they are? You already know where they are. They are in spawn and chilling. Always, 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 always save your infra site for, especially when you're defending, like either to counter their Widowmaker infra site so that you have an even duel, or B, choose to infra site when they have committed to a fight. When they start walking up here, they put down the Orisa shield, they like start spamming shields, that's when you pop infra site. Then they're gonna have to choose, shit, do we take this fight while they know literally exactly all of our positioning, or do we wait around this corner and wait it out? Like either way, they're gonna have to make a hard choice. They're gonna have to make a hard choice here between fighting in a disadvantage or just waiting and wasting time. Now, you're not even wasting any time because they're still in spawn, they're chilling. And yes, this Ana is stupid and walks into your sightline, but that's not gonna happen the higher up you go. Like that Ana never dies in higher rating, and then your info sight did nothing. So, not a good start. And you still haven't used another Venom Mine. Yes, they don't have any flankers. I guess it's fine. Oh my goodness, what the hell are you doing? Okay. I have seen Cocky, but I have not seen walk into melee range and die to a McCree flashbang Cocky as Widowmaker before. Okay. I don't think I need to talk about this. I think we both realize what was going on here. Oh, is your Orisa gonna die before you get there? Nice. Some good shots, waiting for the Ana to actually jump. Nice, the Orisa jumped as well. So the only thing I was a little bit scared of here is that you're not looking for the Widowmaker. We can't really see her, we don't know where she is. I can't hear comms, now we know where she is though, so now it's fine. But this was really dangerous though. Like, you see this? Widowmaker is actually peeking left. You saw her with the with the hands of Sonic Arrow. She's gonna be looking at you, but you're 100% focused on this Orisa. I'm not sure what the hell the Widowmaker is doing. Oh, she just missed. Really? No, she starts shooting your teammate instead. Okay. So that was another example of just not good awareness. Always need to be focusing on the Widow duel first. Like, going for someone else like the Ana there is fine the first few shots, because they don't know where you are yet. You just came back from spawn. They're not caring or like aware of your positioning, so you can take that shot to try to kill a squishy. But as soon as you've done that, as soon as you have revealed your position, the enemy Widow is going to start looking for you. And you need to start doing the same. So we'll see if more of this happens. Whoa, 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 what the hell was that? Damn! That's an insane shot, dude. How do you lose this game? You are like 3 times better than the enemy Widow. I want to see this. This is actually interesting. This is really greedy. Yeah, I guess they don't have a Widow anymore, but you haven't pressed tab, so maybe you have. I guess you can't see that in replay. Oh my goodness. Oh, can we get some pixels? I would like to order pixels. Okay, so it is painfully obvious that you are misusing the positional aspect of Widowmaker at the moment. So what Widowmaker does in this game and to the other players in this game is... Oh, nice. We're on the correct map for once. Nice. No, I removed Widowmaker. So, okay. Widowmaker here on defense. What Widowmaker does is that she denies sightlines. She puts pressure just by existing. So, if you put pressure on areas just by existing, walking into close range shit and taking fights like this where you have to make crazy 180 flick shots on like Doomfists that are close range is not the best usage of your character. So what sightlines do you actually have from here? Like, okay, it's good if you can shoot through main and actually kill people over here. Like, okay, this is kind of fine. It's a decently long sightline. But if the enemy team is here, like, what can you actually do with this sightline? Same thing over here. If you're standing over here where you ended up with the Doomfist duel, like, you can't see shit. You can see this place, and you can see like over here. You can maybe see a little bit of high ground. That's all. Like, this is not the area where Widowmaker wants to be, especially not when playing defense. Like, being here is fine. Like, at the start, it's a little bit greedy, but I guess it's fine. Like, you get to see all of this. You get to see all of this. This is your area. Like, when you're standing here and they don't have anyone that can deal with you, this now becomes your area that you, like, own. This is yours. And if they don't deal with you, you're just gonna click heads for days and win the game solo. So why can't you do the same, but on this part of the map? So you understand that standing here gives you kill threat on this part of the map. So standing over here, like on the high ground, this is a very common spot where usually tanks and like McCrees and shit stand. They like this place because this gives you sightlines. Well, I guess it does give you a sightline over this little high ground here. Gives you control over this, and gives you sightlines over the streets and the choke. So if they try to pass through here, you're going to click their heads. They pass through here, you're going to click their heads. They pass up to the high ground, you're going to click their heads. This is just a level 1 positioning with Widowmaker. And like, if they take control over this corner and you can't really be standing here because this is too close, they can like pull hook you and be annoying, and like McCrees can start to 2-tap you from this range if they have shields. Then you're going to need to stand further away. Not closer, further away. If you're standing over here, this is a worse sightline. You can only see a little bit of this part of the map. And while it can be good for a surprise flank to try to maybe get a kill, like the Ana that didn't really expect you coming from this direction, it's not the best. But instead, if you set up over here, this is also far away, but it does give you control over this space. Well, I guess it also gives you control over high ground and over the rest of this map over here. So by standing here, you automatically put pressure on the entire part of second point, or the entire second part of first point. That was hard to say, right? I hope you're following so far. But just by standing here, people are going to be afraid to be in these areas. But if you're standing here, nobody's going to be afraid of shit. So that's the first lesson for you as a Widowmaker. Understand what areas of the map you apply pressure on, and keep applying that pressure. Don't give it up. Don't go do random shit where you try to out-snipe a Doomfist in mid-range. Like, yeah, okay, it's cool, you're good at shooting people, but this is not Widowmaker. If you want to do this, if you want to be mid-range and outplay people and hit cool shots in mid-range, you play McCree. Widow is all about area denial. If you're not focusing on area denial, you're not playing Widowmaker.
No one can hide from my sight.
Nice. That was a very optimistic... Wait, what? How are you even losing this? You've killed both their healers. Yurisa's dead. Why you don't lose this? There's no way you lose this. Oh my god, are you gonna die to the Mercy? No, 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 no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, no, no. Oh no no no.
Let's try that again.
Okay, so same concept. Same concept. We pretty much just won the map from high ground here. The Ana feeds, the Orisa dies. The game is over here. It is literally over. There is absolutely no way the enemy team comes back from this. Absolutely no way. They have a McCree and a Hog. That's all they have. The McCree is 1 HP in here. The Hog is, I don't know where the Hog is, somewhere here, I guess. And the Doomfist is coming out of spawn soon, but you clicked his head a few seconds ago. And you are literally 5 versus 2 right now. There's no way you lose this. There's no way you lose this. Unless you grapple over to here. Like, what does this accomplish? If we look at the map, in what area you control right now, by standing here, you can look back. You can control the high ground. You can look down towards this place. You can control this. You see the payload. You can kill everyone that's standing on the payload right here. We can actually move the payload. Payload's here. You can shoot everyone that's on the high ground over here. And you can even move out a little bit. If you take one step to the left here, you can even aim towards the main choke. You already see everything that you need to see. What this spot gives you is it gives you a little bit of an extra sightline on this part of the payload. That's all you're actually getting. But the downside is that you can't get any help from your team. Like you can, I guess you can see this part of the map as well pretty decently, and you can see the payload, which is fine. But you're far away from your teammates. Even worse if you drop down like you just did and die to the Hog. That's like worst case scenario. Here you were standing with your Zen. You had a Zen right next to you. That way you can get Harmony Orb, apply way more pressure. Like worst case scenario, you fall back to like this area or even maybe drop down if you need to have a better angle over here to try to maybe kill people that are hiding behind the payload. But this move right here, it's kind of what dooms you. No pun intended as Doom punches in. Like Doom's dead and then you drop down. You are dead here. For no reason. No apparent reason kills you. Wow, your Zen... Oh, he didn't have trance, unfortunate. And the Mercy comes in and they get the rest off.
Let's try that again.
So the grapple move that you made absolutely no sense, changed absolutely none of the situation, and just put you in a bad spot. And grapple is going to be an even more important cooldown to save for important shit in the next update when it becomes 12 second CD. If you keep using grapple for no apparent reason like this, you are going to lose a lot of games. A lot of games. Especially if dive becomes popular in the lower ratings. I don't believe dive will ever be popular again in the higher ratings though. And now, I don't know if you're paying attention to the kill feed, but 2 of your teammates have died. And there's a Hog flanking right side. That's something you need to pay attention to, and you are dead. Oh, you're alive. 7 HP. I believe. No, I do not believe. Unfortunate. How am I this hungry? I ate like 3 hours ago. Oh, nice. It's okay. If we compare this sightline that you've got here, I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna keep doing this. If you compare the sightline that you have here, standing somewhere over there, this is what you can see. Like, this is the part of the map that you're controlling, kinda. So what if we put you... Oh, shit. Move this shit away. What if we put you up here? You get to control a little bit more space. It's not a big difference. It is only a little bit, but it puts you further away from harm. The enemy team, if they set up like Orisa here, and they pull and shit, and you're standing here, you're gonna get hit by ultimates, you're gonna get hit by abilities, you're gonna get hit by splash damage that isn't intended for you. But if you're standing over here, you're still controlling the exact same sightline that you were doing previously, even a little bit of extra, and you're safe. You are absolutely safe off here. There's nothing that can touch you. The only thing that can touch you is Doomfist coming on a flank. Doomfist coming on a flank, this should be the enemy Doomfist's priority if he's a good player and he understands the game. The Doomfist should be flanking to try and do some kind of engage onto you here with like punch, seismic slam, whatever. So, how do you deal with this as a solo queue Widowmaker in that doesn't have any help and no voice comms and whatever? You use Venom Mine. Venom Mine on a corner over here or over here. No, wait, that's not a corner. Yeah, like Venom mining this corner or this corner, whatever. Like as soon as he walks out of this door, you could maybe even do it earlier so that you do on this corner over here or this corner over here. You'll Venom mine this corner, so as soon as Doomfist decides to go for this flank, you are alerted. It says triggered. You know that he's coming, and you can immediately start aiming at this direction, try to hit a shot. If he decides to go, even if he's Venom mined and hit by one of your body shots, you can easily grapple to this health pack, take it, and win the duel with SMG. Unless he has ultimate. If he has ultimate, you're fucked. Then you just need to like grapple towards your team and call for help. Like this is once again McCree positioning. If you're a McCree, you would be standing here. If you're a Widowmaker, no. This is better. Oh, rip. That was better, but not ideal. Like you were still on the ground. Like being up on the high ground would be a little bit safer. If the Doomfist wants to engage on you, he has to actually commit uppercut and punch or uppercut and seismic slam to get to you, which means he doesn't have those abilities to actually deal damage. Or he has to go for some kind of rollout where he goes from the high ground over there or from this side over here. So you are putting yourself in dangerous positions. Like now you're McCree positioning again. You are actually playing Widowmaker like a McCree. How you manage to get into flashbang range of a McCree of your own, like, you are doing it to yourself. It's not like someone is outplaying you or the McCree is flanking or whatever. You are literally willingly walking into a McCree's optimal range as a Widowmaker, where he can just flashbang you and delete you. It makes no sense. Makes absolute no sense. Hey, shit! Minty with the host again. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Thanks a lot. I hope you've had a good stream. I've definitely had a good stream. Unfortunately, I'm actually gonna end the stream very soon. This is the last VOD review for today. But if you're interested in seeing the attack of a Diamond Widowmaker here, stick around for a while. So far, from what we've learned watching the defense is that Widowmaker here is kind of playing like a McCree, standing really far or really close to his tanks, standing really far up into the front lines instead of safely in the back line. The only one that should realistically be able to contest this Widowmaker is the Doomfist, but that is not the case. That is not the case. Thank you. I hope you've had a good stream as well, Minty. What have you been doing?
Escort the payload. Patience.
Okay, so the grapple shot finds nothing. That's fine. Good start so far. Yeah, just shooting shields here is fine. Like that's something a lot of Widowmakers don't really understand. Like if your position is already scouted and compromised, just shooting isn't really gonna reveal anything. So shooting shields here is fine. Standing in the open though. So just a small variation that will... Let me go into the map here. Play, custom games, create, route. Escort, yes. Oh, why did I... Back. Move. There we go. So the difference between standing next to a corner and in the open, I cannot stress how big that difference is and how important it is to always fucking do it. Does not matter
One shot, one kill.
who you are or where you are. Always use natural cover if you're available or if you can. Like the sightline that you get from here, you see the high ground, you can shoot the people on the high ground. It's fine. You have a corner you can hide behind if you ever need to. Like, okay, you can see everything here. If you're standing here, the only difference between standing here and standing here is that you can see this part of the map. So you can shoot people that are standing up here and up there, sure. But why does that matter if all of your enemies are literally standing there and you know it? You know they're standing there. There's no point walking out into the open. You're putting yourself in danger again. Putting yourself in danger when you can see the exact same thing from this angle and still be a lot safer. Another thing you can do with Widowmaker on attack here is to take this angle. This angle is even safer as you have the mini. You also have this place to give you grapple shots if you want. And you can put like this, the Venom Mine over there to protect flankers if like a Tracer or whatever is going to come from that angle. And you can see the high ground. Whatever. You can see a little bit of the high ground at least. And you can even shoot through these little cracks here. And you can see a lot of that high ground. And you can even, like when you start getting control over this part of the map, when you get the payload past here, and the enemy team is going to need to back off, that opens up this flank for you. So now you can even move further into this area, and you can maybe kill the backline. Maybe they have an Ana or a Zen or Baptiste or whatever standing over here. You get free picks. You can go even further. Now, if you manage to circle around the enemy team this way, they have pretty much lost the team fight. Like, there's nothing they can do if you have your front line over there around that corner and you are over here shooting their backline. Pretty much nothing. Let's see, Minte. I played comp, trying to one-trick Mercy to GM for the first time. Started 3-9-3-6, but last two games were bad. Ah, unfortunate. I believe in the Mercy climb. It's hard playing Mercy in this meta though. As soon as PTR launches, I'm pretty sure, or gets to live, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to hit that fairly easily with a competent DPS. But yeah, okay, that's a good start at least. Killing them. Oh, the hog! Fuck. Yeah, that happened. Could have probably been ready for it. A little bit slow on the reaction there. Just gotta grapple out ASAP as soon as you see the hog. There's nothing you can do to a hog, especially when he has heal ready. You just give that up. Looks like your team's carrying now. Yeah, like most Widowmakers in Diamond, your aim is insane, really good. But understanding how to win team fights is not really there. Rip. So second point, this is all about timing. The reason this goes to shit, it's because of timing. Like you're pushing an advantage or a sightline here when your payload is still like the doors are pretty slow. The doors open really slowly, so your tanks are still standing next to the payload, chillaxing. Your enemies don't really need to care about anything at the moment, since nothing's really happening. And you're pushing a sightline that is close range again, where the McCree has an advantage. So if we compare it, what you can do as a Widowmaker here, like this is fine because you control this area for a little while. You could probably stay with your team. Would probably be better at the start when the doors open. You stay with your team because this gives you a really long sightline here. You stand with the team. You can see all of this. Like you can deny this high ground. Oh, whoa, that was beautiful. Deny this high ground. Deny these streets. And then as you move up with the team, you can either decide to maybe like grapple up here if you want to see all of this, or go for a long flank. Like as soon as your team has secured this part of the map, you could even go for a long flank here to try and catch one of the squishes on this part of the map, or maybe push it even further. If you don't find anyone, you can maybe find someone over here, this part of the map, and like you need to slowly but surely reduce the areas of the map that are safe for the enemy team to play around. Oops. Right now, the enemy team can easily just see you, they kill you, and now they deal with the front line. So you gotta time your peaks with your front line doing something as well. Now we're going for it. So in this situation, I would actually say that going main with the team is a mistake, because you were dead, so you were gonna come unexpectedly from like an unexpected angle, because the enemy team has forgotten about you. Like in Diamond, people will forget about the Diamond, the Widowmaker they just killed. So you could actually, in this situation, come up high ground here and get a juicy flank angle. Since people wouldn't be expecting it, they would still think that you were dead and not pay attention. And that could give you a free pick on maybe the Ana or some important other target. So go main when like, I don't know how to explain that, but the first option, like going main with the team when the payload's not moving, when there's no advantage to be found, is the safest option. But when your team is already in a team fight and you can try to come in and clutch it, that's when you try to take those aggressive like flank angles. Because if you get that pick, it's pretty much a guaranteed team fight win. If you don't, like worst case scenario, you just go back to your team and you play regularly.
No one can hide from my sight.
Yeah, shooting through window is fine. Pretty good. Holy shit! Your fucking headshot aim on tanks, insane. Wow. And I would definitely advise, I'm not sure, maybe you are doing it, but shouldn't there come up like a press X? You press X here to alert your BAP that you need healing. Oh That's actually something that I look a lot at when it comes to Widowmakers. Like if you actually go for headshots on tanks, that's a sign of a good Widowmaker. At least when it comes to aim. Because most Widowmakers become lazy when they shoot tanks. Try to go for the headshots on the squishes, but don't do it on tanks. Okay. And like I don't wanna beat a dead horse, but I mean, what do you get from Widowmaker standing here? Like you see this, and if you stand over here, you see the same thing. Kind of. But like worst case scenario, you transition from if they start hiding, like if they start hiding around these corners here, worst case scenario, you transition from this place to this place, and now you have a decent like sight line towards here. Sorry for repeating myself, but I cannot stress how important this is. I don't think I need to watch more because it is already evident what you need to be working on. Now you're standing in a good spot, but that was just because the window was there. I'm sure if the window wasn't there, you would have moved away from it. And yeah, the random widow mines, like just straight out to the open, gotta use those for something important, like alerting for flankers, especially when they have Sombra. You could put it like in a regular spot where she would try to get out of stealth from. The Widow is actually pretty bad on this point, I would say. A little bit concerned that you're not turning around. There's a Widow farming your backline. Someone needs to force her out, otherwise she's never gonna stop. This was a good infra sight done. Like this is in the middle of a fight, gives your team an advantage in the fight. That was a good signal though. We were all clumped up behind that. Grapple away, grapple to health back. Holy shit, you're greedy as fuck. And now you're standing next to Anna. You have a good sight line. It's good. More of this. More of this. But yeah, that's a GG's.